fashion, fun, felines. Join spa living and style expert Candy Holiday as she trips through her days while trying to flourish, look fab, and have a blast, even when life gets in her way. Let's make every day feel like a holiday with Candy. Candy, what are you doing?
I'm taking a virtual spa vacay to Limewood Spa, a rockstar style retreat in the south of England that y'all are gonna love. But first, welcome to Life's a Holiday. I'm Candy, your host, and this is the show where we mash up spa vacations with fashion so you can live healthy with fun and style. And between now and the end of the year, I am going to be doing a UK spa vacay every week because, it's the holidays, stress levels are running high. A lot of times we don't really have time to go to the spa. And so if you don't, I want to have a really great resource for y'all just to tune in and kind of tune out a little bit. So welcome back if you are one of our regular listeners, or if you're a new listener, welcome. I hope you really enjoy, and I'm so happy that you're here. Before we get to our spa retreat this week, I wanted to share with y'all what I have been wearing lately, and that is Thanksgiving sweaters. The day after Halloween, I pulled out these beauties, and finally the weather got cool enough to wear them. I mean, really, I could have been wearing them like all fall, but, it was like in the 90s here. And I don't know about where y'all are, but I mean, that is just too hot because these are from the 80s and 90s, and they are really nice and thick. But it did cool off just in time for the leaves to really start changing here in Tennessee, and they were so brilliant. Really beautiful. We took a little trip to Gatlinburg, and I wore one of my sweaters there, and I've just been wearing them all around. And, sometimes, you're never really sure when you put these things on, or I'm not. I'm thinking, well, does it look too gooby? Do I look silly? Especially when you wear vintage clothing, because some of the sizing profile, I call it, so kind of like the imprint it takes up on your body, they lay differently. They'll be puffier, or they'll be, they're not as tightly knit typically as modern sweaters. So you have to kind of really watch what you wear with them so you don't end up looking like a pumpkin. And with all the pumpkin spice stuff I've been eating lately, I could very easily look like a pumpkin right now, let me tell you. But my two favorite sweaters are this one. They're both from an estate sale. They're both from the 80s and 90s. And this first one is by a company called, I've never even heard of this company. They're called Traditional Trading. And sorry if my voice goes up and down because I'm kind of looking down a little bit because I'm going to really describe this puppy to you because it is just so magnificent. I mean, they don't make sweaters like this anymore, but it says Bounty. It has Bounty written on it. It has Harvest. It has Market. It has all these beautiful pumpkins and bunches of grapes. And not only are they woven into the knit, they're actually on top of the knit. So it's super textury. So it's got the grapes are like little pom-pom balls almost. And it has the wheat, and the wheat they're actually sewn on over the regular knit part. So it just has this magnificent texture, and it's cozy and cuddly. And the best part of this one, and this one too, it's more definitely army greens. It's got some apples on it and just all these fruity colors. It has one of those horns, with all the little fruit coming out of it. I think they're called horns of plenty, or maybe a cornucopia. I'm not sure. If y'all know, hit me up over on Instagram or on Twitter and let me know. But the absolute most amazing, killer, crazy thing about this sweater that I have never seen are the acorns. And the acorns are literally separate. So they made little knit acorns, looks like they're even crocheted, and they are hanging off of the sweater, just scattered all over, all these little acorns hanging from a tree. Isn't that amazing? I mean, oh y'all, when I found that sweater, I was just like, oh my God, I have to have it. And then the other one that I have is this, it's a hand knit one by a company in Scotland that I'd never heard of, and I can't even pronounce it, but I will put a picture up over on the show notes so y'all can take a look at it. And I'll put a picture up of both these sweaters too. The second one is a long cardigan, and it has just like the fruits and turkeys all embroidered on it, and also very like over the actual knit. Actually, the sweater itself is just like a dark navy knit, and then the like the fruits and the turkeys and all that they used a really thick yarn. I'd say it's like maybe a quarter of an inch thick. And so it just gives this really, it just makes all of the fruits and all the things that are on it just pop off, they just pop. And it's got some really beautiful like golds and different things on it. And we took some pictures for Instagram. I met Candy Holiday on Instagram, CandyHolladay, if y'all want to see. And we took some pictures under a tree that had turned gold. And it was amazing. It just picked up the gold in the sweater, literally picked up the gold in the tree. Wait till you see it. You will not. I mean, it's just, I was like flabbergasted because you put things on and you wear them and you don't really know how they look or how you look when you're out walking around in them. So it was really cool. And it's amazing how many things these go with, especially because the patterns are quite busy on them. And what I've been wearing them with a lot is I have some skinny jeans and this like a silky like long sleeve blouse that's really bright neon-y color. Or I'll wear like one of those t-shirts that has a saying on it. And I've been wearing those in neon colors too, like either like a neon yellow or orange. Looks really cool under the sweater because it modernizes it, right? I mean, you for sure don't want to wear these with anything that's like too prim and proper, we don't want to look like a pilgrim or anything like that. And another cute combo to wear them with, especially with the one with the olive green in it, looks really cute with camo pants. Just some, not too baggy, but just some really nice kind of fun cash camo pants and then black boots. Oh, y'all, it looks really, really cool. And another way I've been wearing it is with my overalls. I have some denim overalls that I love wearing, and I had like a little, just a very simple plain color t-shirt that I'll wear under the overalls, and then I wear the sweater over the overalls. And it's a really like great way to layer, especially if you're going out for the day and it's like warmer during the day and then it gets a little bit cooler. You can just throw the sweater on. And then I'm thinking for Thanksgiving Day, I am going to wear one of these over a shift dress. I found these really colorful shift dresses, and they have like, they're orange, but then they're like a very graphic print. So it's like an orange and black graphic print dress, but it's a very straight, simple dress. And then put the cardigan over it. It looked so cute, especially if you have like a big solid belt, like a black wide belt. Looks just perfect. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be my Thanksgiving Day outfit. And I might even just like rock some tennis shoes with that. So anyway, you still have a week if you want to try rocking some Thanksgiving sweaters. Some good places to find them are like in thrift shops or vintage stores. But whatever y'all end up wearing on Thanksgiving, I would love to see a picture. So be sure and tag me if you post anything up on Instagram. And put like the hashtag if you want to, My Life's a Holiday. I would love to see it. So now we're all dressed for Thanksgiving. Let's get to the spa. I just got back from England, and I, of course, had to find a few spas to check out while I was there, and I found a doozy. I mean, it's like lifestyles of the rich and famous. Like Robin Leach should be popping out, or rock stars at the very least. I mean, this place was so fantastic. It's called the Limewood Hotel, and it's in the middle. It's in the New Forest. It's near this little town of Leamington. They have a really cool market there.
And just a few miles outside, I don't know if it's even a few miles, you're just driving in the country. It looks all like farmland, kind of rolling green acres. And you'll just see this like this white sign. It says Limewood Hotel, very unassuming, not all grand. It's like something you'd see like just in the farmlands of Wisconsin or something, you know, just painted white wooden sign. And you turn into this drive, and there's this little caretaker's cottage, and you drive up in these like green pastures. And what's really interesting about Limewood is they have a lot of really cool art and sculpture on their grounds. So you're driving, and there are actually some like modern-esque statues of like stainless steel, you know, cows and other kind of funky sculptures that you might see, but like with a super modern edge in this pastoral setting. It's just striking. And it makes you happy already. I mean, you've just turned into the driveway and you're already like, oh my God, smiling. So how much better could it get, right? And they have a spa there too. So Limewood Hotel is, when you drive up, it looks like it's some French chateau. I mean, it is, and it actually was only built like in the late 2000s. But it looks really old. The architects that designed it, and it looks, it gives that really old feel. They used a lot of reclaimed materials when they built the property. So you get this really great old feel, yet it's new and everything's working in great order. And separate from the hotel to the side is the Herb House Spa. And so they have a little separate lot for the spa. And now their spa, like a lot of the spas in the UK, it's kind of a trend right now, is they have membership. So a lot of people that are so lucky enough to live in the New Forest and surrounding area, they can actually belong to the spa there and come enjoy it. They have a lot of fitness classes in the gym and all that, enjoy the food, but they keep it to a really kind of a minimum number so that it doesn't like overwhelm and take away, you know, and make it like this crazy zoo kind of feel, this so unspa, right? So you pull up to the little building, the car park, and go in, and it's really very contemporary, but rustic at the same time. So that same feel, that kind of fun but cozy feel that when you're driving up, it just carried right in. They have super fun art. When you walk in, there's like kind of reception area, and they've got the spa reception and boutique, and then to the other side, there's this cafe. And the cafe is phenomenal. I decided to do the whole spa day. So I had what you can do is when you do that, be sure that you book your class. The class is first thing in the morning, so or before you go. So when you call to book your day, you know, find out what classes are on that day. That day there was like a football workout and an aqua fitness, which is what I did, and a kettlebell class. And also, if you want to have some extra time just to stroll the grounds, which believe me, you will. So you want to be sure you make plenty of time for that. So then you can kind of plan your day out. You know, what time am I going to do the class? What time am I going to go have my treatments? And their treatment menu is really nice. It's not overwhelming. They have the basic things, and then the therapist really just kind of goes to town and does what she, feels is best. And they have a lot of treatments just for men too, which is cool. And they have couples treatments. And I noticed here more than probably many spas I've been to anywhere, there are a lot of couples. And some of them were hanging out in their robes. Some were in their robes in the restaurant, which is totally acceptable. Some were just hanging out in the hot pools outside. It was just so neat to see that. I just love when couples can do things together and bond, especially in that kind of relaxed environment, which sometimes don't get at home. Totally rad. It was super fab. So once you get your day all planned out, then when you arrive, you're ready to rock. And when you get there, you can get there early enough to have some coffee. They have this incredible organic coffee. They have organic teas that a lot of them are made from the herbs they grow there. That's sort of why they call it, it's why they call it the Herb House Spa. On the top of the roof, the building is like 3 stories. So like in the bottom, you've got your changing areas and locker rooms and some of the water areas. In the middle section, you've got, the treatment rooms and a caldarium, which is this really neat room with a hot floor and different heated areas where you can relax. And then the 3rd floor is the gym. And you go out there and there's like, they have an herb house, herb gardens on the roof. It's so neat. And it's all, the roofs are all peaked, as you can see in the, film. It's like these peaked glass roofs everywhere. And you're looking across, and when you look across, you actually are seeing the hotel as well. So you could be in the south of France somewhere. It's just, and there's greenery, and I mean, if it had not been pouring with rain, I would have totally had my treatment out there. They'll actually do your massage like on the roof among the herbs. Can you imagine? I mean, there's like thyme and all these amazing fragrances, and you're just out in the open air. I mean, what could be more relaxing and really invigorating than that? Though I still think it would have been cool to have a massage in the rain. I think that would have been really neat, but we'll just suggest that later to them. So anyway, so I started my day, like I said, with some incredible organic coffee. And because I had waited so long to book, I had to have my treatment first thing. So I had a massage, a facial combo, which is a really popular treatment in the UK. And now this this version was designed by the spa. And they used a skincare line called Voya. And it's all organic, smells phenomenal. A lot of lemongrass, a lot of thyme. I mean, keeping in tune with that herb kind of fresh kind of feeling that kind of permeates the spa. But what I thought was the highlight was she started off with doing the massage, and she focused, it was really unique. She focused on my arms, and she even did like a massage on my elbow. I've never had an elbow massage before, but she did this like crazy elbow massage and then my hands. And I really appreciated that because, when you're on the computer all the time, like I am, that just gets so neglected. And no one really, I think, thinks to kind of focus on that. And so that was really outstanding. And the other thing that was really neat is they did this facial massage. And the reason I'm like doing this, I'm going to karate chop, but she did this like thing when she did the facial massage, and she did like this, like on my face, like the sides of her hands, and it felt so good. It was neat. And I even tried it when I got home, and I could do it a little bit, but it was the coolest massage technique. And she did that. And then they followed it with this mask. It was like a face mask, like a milky mask. But then they take these fresh, big seaweed leaves and lay that over the mask. So like you're laying there with this like seaweed, big giant seaweed leaves all over you, sort of like, seaweed wrapped fish with your face. And while they let that sink in for 10 minutes, you get bonus, more massage. So it was really outstanding. I asked my girl where she trained from because she had a really thick accent. She didn't tell me, but I think she was like Eastern European. So I know I'm always kind of being nosy and try to find out where people train, because I always want to then, when I go to another spa, if you find out where they trained, you could say, do you have any therapists that trained at so-and-so? And then you're probably going to get something really good. And that's not even the best part. I mean, that's just the icing on the cake was the treatment. They have, following the treatment, my therapist, she took me down to the relaxation room. And I should tell you, so here you actually go to the locker room first. They take you down, and the locker room's stunning. It's all bleached wood and white and Duravit fixtures. Just pristine, and it even has a bathtub. Seriously, you go to gyms, of course they have showers and things everywhere. This locker room had a separate room with a big, gigantic silver tub. And it's for the guests. I mean, you can go in there and actually just close the door and have a big old long hot bath. So that was really unique. But and then with the therapist comes and gets you, so they lead you lead through the locker room into this area. So you walk out of the locker room once you change into your robe, and it's just a round room, like just this round space. There's a spiral staircase going up, and it's kind of ethereal, almost like a church would be, but yet still really like welcoming and not like too formal or overbearing. So you go there, your therapist gets you, leads you to the treatment room. Then after, they bring you back down and they take you to the relaxation room, and they bring you, they show you the lounges, and they're all separated by like kind of reeds. So you've got your own little area, no one's looking at you. They have these incredibly giant chaises that you can lay and just like relax on. And your therapist, she brings you like this big tray of like juices and fruit and water and nuts. Just make sure you're all tucked in and cozy and comfy. And then they leave you, and then you can kind of do what you want. So you know me, I can't really usually sit too long in the relaxation room. So I'm too excited to try the rest of the spa out, especially here. And So I only sat there for probably about 10 minutes, I'll be honest. Had my fruit and stuff, and then I was ready to go. And because I had scheduled in for the aqua fitness class after my treatment, I had put my bathing suit on after my facial was over, before I put my robe on. So I went up to they have a really beautiful indoor pool, went to the indoor pool, and I joined in. I was a little bit late, but they were totally fine with it. Popped into the aqua fitness class, which is really fun. Dawn, the instructor, she's just like a firecracker, really fun, and she had this great music playing. They have the best sound system. You know, sometimes when you go to a spa and you do like fitness classes, the sound system isn't always the best. This was incredible. I mean, it was like probably Bose or something, I don't know, but it was really crystal clear. You felt like it was like a concert hall almost. So we're in there doing our aqua aerobics, and there's like operatic music playing overhead. It was kind of surreal. It was really fun. And in the class, everyone is so friendly. One of the advantages of going to a spa when you travel, you know, that's a place where people from the local community belong, is that you do get to meet locals. So it's a really fun way to do that. And I met this really cool lady who, was talking to me and asked me where I was from and telling me about her little village. And I even ended up like having lunch with her. It just made the day that much more special. And last but not least, I have to tell you about the food at Limewood. They have, I didn't go and eat in the hotel. They have a really beautiful, grand restaurant in the hotel. So I didn't eat there, but I did go and tour the hotel, which is beautiful. Every room's different, lots of art everywhere, just keeping in tune with the spa's feel. But they have this little cafe in the spa building that is just, to die for. They make the best organic. They use like all fresh vegetables and lots of the fresh herbs, of course, that they grow there. And one thing I had that I loved was this wrap. And they changed the menu, it's seasonal according to whatever's in season. But I had this Mexican wrap that was totally meat-free. And they had taken like zucchini. So instead of like a bread wrap, they had, cut the zucchini lengthwise into strips and wrapped that as the actual wrap part. So you could still eat it as a wrap, but you didn't have the bread. And it had it had like a nut mixture in it, which was kind of like the meat. It was really spicy. There were a lot of vegetables. You could taste the fresh herbs. It was so good. It was just, it sounds crazy to go on about that, but it was so good, and you just felt good eating it because you just knew all that, all those flavors and freshness was just like going into your body. And I love that. It's like just makes you feel so good, doesn't it? That you're doing something so good for yourself, and it's like super good as well. You just can't get you can't get any better than that. And there's so much more. I did have a bath at the end. We'll just leave that part to your imagination, but I did have a bath, and it was really incredible. This tub, it was better than any jacuzzi. It was really neat. And the other thing that I wanted to really tell you about that I didn't get to tell you yet They had the room where they have the heated floors and like the sauna. It's like a separate wet area. It was, of course, storming. I think I told you while I was there. You go into this room and there's a pool, and it's a hydrotherapy pool, which means they're like little stations, and they're like under the water, but they're made of like metal tubing. So like there are areas like where you like lay on these tubes and then you hit a button and all these bubbles come out of the tubes. And so there's all these configurations of tubes that you can try, different stations. One of them, it's like right on the edge. So like you walk in and you see this pool and there's floor to ceiling glass and you're just looking out there and it's trees. It's like all trees. It's like you're in the trees. But because I was there during this rainy time, it was pouring. Here I was in this pool being pampered by thousands of tiny bubbles all around with the pipes all around me. But yet I'm looking, because of the way the glass is, it's all one big, huge, seamless piece of glass. You feel like you are right outside. And it's like throwing it down out there. It's like, blowing a gale. The trees are blowing back and forth. There's hail, there's rain. There's, you can hear the wind whipping against the window. And yet you're inside. It's just like the quiet storm. And that was probably the hardest thing to leave. Out of everything that I experienced at the spa, everything there was fantastic. I highly recommend it. Or if you're lucky enough to live that way, check into membership. I mean, if I lived there, I would seriously be there like every day. And the people I talked to that belong there really loved it. But if you're traveling in England and you're at the New Forest, check out Limewood. It's a member of the Relais and Chateau properties, and they're always up to a really high standard. And this one, Limewood, is certainly no exception. So luxury with a touch of fun, definitely one of my favorite spas I've been to. So go there. Go there, thank me later. Tell me about it on the website. Let me know what other spas in England that you love. I'd love to know. On my next trip, I'd like to check them out. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Don't forget, you can shop the show and get the 411 on this episode at lifesaholiday.com. That's HOLLADAY.com. Meet Candy on Candy Holiday YouTube channel for more adventures. See you next holiday.